The tradition when an owner of a house offers a guest a wife or a daughter for the night didn't arise from excessive cordiality as it might seem. It is based on a very simple and clear reason: the urgent need of some peoples for an influx of fresh blood. As a rule, we are talking about closed and small communities, where everyone is a distant relative of others. There was only one way to avoid the negative consequences of this in the form of degeneration: by attracting foreigners. The main task of a woman was to get pregnant from a guest, and no one cared about the moral aspects of what was happening. In the past, hospitable heterism was practiced by a variety of peoples, for example the Phoenicians. This is evidenced by an authoritative source, the work On the City of God by Augustine Aurelius. Or let's take the Russian Empire 2 centuries ago. Hospitable heterism existed in some remote villages. There is nothing surprising, because the peasants lived separately and didn't go anywhere. At most, they met with people from other villages. For example, a guy from one village could marry a girl from another. In some northern regions, wives were given to guests for a long-term use. The rent increased if the tenant had agreed to such a condition of settlement. And in the Oral province, for example, such honor was given only to notable people as a parish clerk, judges, merchants. In China, this custom was relevant during the reign of the Liao dynasty. Strictly speaking, hospitable heterism is characteristic of non-Chinese tribes living on the territory of the empire, as it evidenced in notes by Marco Polo, who apparently also tested it. In particular, representatives of the Jurchen tribe provided their wives for the use of foreigners. Albania. At the north of the country, there was a tradition to give a guest not only a bed for the night, but also a woman, one of those who lived in the house. 2 points are interesting here. 1. The case took place in predominantly Christian Europe, although Albanians were mostly Muslims. 2. The guest could choose a woman to his liking. It was possible not to agree to the old mistress, but to go to bed with the young daughter of the head of the house. India. Here hospitable heterism had a ritual character. Indian men offered their wives to merchants from distant countries. Also, foreigners were often invited to perform an act of defloration, which apparently had the same meaning. To nowadays, the custom has been preserved only by some peoples far from civilization, for example in the far north. At a minimum, we can speak about the Aleuts of Alaska and the Koryaks, which live on the territory of Russia. The main task of a woman here is still the same: not just to please a guest, but to try to get pregnant in order to dilute blood and genes. At the same time, if a hunter from one tribe comes across another in pursuit of an animal, then he is offered to spend the night with the most attractive women of the community. Australian Aborigines should also be mentioned. The custom of hospitable heterism isn't found everywhere, but only among some of them. In particular, it is present among the Arunta tribe, where they understand the need for fresh blood. If the guest, traveler, refuses the gift, then the husband of the woman considers himself insulted. Also, men of this tribe and some others can change wives among themselves. In mountainous Tibet, where many nationalities live, there is also hospitable heterism, but here it is connected with religion. It is believed that sexual attraction and sympathy between the host's wife and the guest is the will of the gods. In addition, if a woman attracts many men, it means that she is worth something, local residents believe. They do not understand natural instincts of their ladies, such as sexual provocation and short-term serial monogamy. For this reason, virgins there are not held in high esteem. If you like this video, please like, subscribe to the channel, write comment. See you.